Okay, good morning, Mr. Bryant. Oh,
So it is actually not a second.
Your Honor, if I may, it's not a second because our investigator reached out to the county and found that the records were expunged. So,
but still,
Your Honor, under the code, you can't use expunged records for purpose of enhancement. And we reached out to appellate to confirm that as well as other people, as well as from the AG's office, and they've all.
so what happened? Did it get dismissed?
So
Expunged?
it's a conviction that was
You still
expunged.
enhance it to a second?
We can't use
Not
the
with an
expunged records,
expunction.
Your Honor.
Technically, they shouldn't even know about it.
Yes, that's the issue. So for that reason is why we put a reduction to a first.
So
Yes.
we could refile it as a first, but we're not allowed, like per our appellate division, we can't use it for enhancement purposes, like to upcharge to a second.
Here's the thing. You've already had one that's dismissed. You now pick up another one, right? You know, when do we say when? When do the proverbial slaps on the wrist stop? You know, how old are you now?
41.
You're 41. When do we get it? You know, do you watch the news? How many times a day do people die in Harris County because of the DWI?
Every day, all the time.
Every freaking day, every single day. And the problem here is that what I have found when we go too low on punishment with repeat offenders, I have found that they wrap their car around the pole the next week. And that's why I have an extremely hard time of taking another proverbial slap on the wrist if you've even had one dismissed. Because who's to say you've learned anything? Tell me about the facts, will you, please?
Yes, Judge. So the facts were the officers were dispatched to a major crash call, and a witness stated he arrived at the accident, observed the defendant sitting in the driver's seat of the vehicle with the engine still on, and saw the defendant get out of the vehicle and sit by a tree. The officers observed the defendant to be sitting under the tree near the vehicle and was.
Did you say there was an accident?
It was a single car accident, Judge.
He had hit a tree, and then he was being treated by HFD upon the arrival of the officers. And the defendant's vehicle had right bumper damage and windshield down and the glove box open from the accident. And that's when the officers found
Two guns.
a loaded handgun on the sidewalk and another single 9mm near the vehicle. And then the officers then observed bloodshot, watery eyes, slurred speech, and a strong odor of alcohol coming from the defendant. And the defendant was unable to walk due to the injuries from the accident. The defendant admitted to driving, crashing the vehicle, and owning the firearm. He also admitted to consuming the alcohol. And that's when the defendant was transported to Memorial Hermann by ambulance and was unable to perform SFSTs due to the hospital visit. And a blood draw was performed.
What was the blood?
It came back at 0.153.
Did you guys enhance it to a 15 above?
No, Your Honor, we did not.
How did they even charge it as a second when you're telling me that it's been expunged?
Originally, it was charged using the expunged records because they only ran an NCIC, and for some reason it came up on NCIC when it shouldn't have. That's the issue.
Forever, for the rest of your life, you now see, even if it's expunged, people still see it. Doesn't matter. You know, in the future, going forward, what do you think is going to happen if you get pulled over and an officer looks at your record? Right. From now on, you're looking at a minimum of 30 days in jail. I'm going to tell you now, Mr. Bryant, I don't want to take this. I don't think it's fair. You know, I don't on any.
We jump straight into intensity. The judge is not easing into this. She's laying down the law before anyone even gets comfortable. The tone? Frustrated.
Direct.
Almost parental. This isn't just about paperwork anymore. This is about behavior, accountability, and public safety.
Seconds because, you know, there has to be consequence for behavior, and it's not fair. This is the last time you will get a proverbial slap on the wrist. I want you to understand that. Anytime you get pulled over, they're going to see all this. You will get taken down. All you have to do is push a button on your freaking phone. $30 to $40 on an Uber will take you anywhere you need to go. Do you understand? How much money have you paid them to represent you? How much money have you paid to represent on the first freaking DWI? And now you're back. I'm going to tell you, if you act like a child, I'm going to treat you like a child, and I'm going to put you over on my knee, and I'm going to spank you like a little child. You come back here, but I'm going to do it with a ton of jail time. Do you understand?
Sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization. You give up the right to appeal once you accept this agreement. You can never change this or undo this. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense of driving while intoxicated?
Yes, sir.
I will find you guilty. I will sentence you to 3 days in jail. I'll give you credit for 1. I'm going to suspend your license for a year. Do not drive until you get a license. I am also now going to hit you with the DPS surcharge that you will be required to pay. That is a $3,000 surcharge you're going to be required to pay. You will also be required to pay the court costs, which are around $400 to $500. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to get it one way or the other, because if you don't, every $100 that you owe, you will be sitting 1 day in jail. So you can imagine on a $35,000 to $4,000 bill right now that you're going to get, how much you will sit in jail.
Sir.
I want you to understand that we will not tolerate DWIs in Harris County, and we're going to get blood one way or the other. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
It's just not fair when it's so easy to find another way. You know, I like to drink. I like to drink a lot. I love my mules, really, really spicy. And I love to go out with my wife. How do you think I do it though? Right. And then I can just be towed, you know? But that's the responsible thing to do. And I hope that
Here's where the judge pivots from legal technicalities to real-world consequences. Expunged or not, the concern isn't just the record, it's the pattern. The judge is clearly asking, when does the learning actually happen? This isn't abstract policy. This is Harris County, where DWI fatalities are a daily headline.
you really get it from now on, because God forbid you do something that you really can't walk away from. Do you understand?
Sir.
All right. Good luck. Thank you. Not happy with you, Mr. Jones. You've now picked up a 3rd case. You now stand charged with failure to identify oneself. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On December 5th, 2024, officer initiated a traffic stop on defendant's vehicle for failure to display a front license plate while he was driving in the 5900 block of Mercer Street in Harris County, Texas. Officer made contact with the occupants and detected an odor of marijuana emitting from the driver's side window. All 3 occupants were detained for a PC search. The defendant provided the name of Kendrick Johnson with a date of birth of 8/30/2006, which returned with nothing. Officer used a mobile AFIS device and found defendant's real name to be Jamarcus Jones with the date of birth of 8/30/06.
I ordered you as a condition of your bond, and you promised me when you got here last time that you would not drive. Stop. Did you say that he was a driver here? Stop. Don't say anything. I don't want you, don't. You have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right. I was under the impression, Rosette, that he's driving here. Is he not?
There were 3 occupants in the car, Judge. I'm trying to see if they clarify.
Now we get the facts, and they're not pretty. A crash, a tree, bloodshot eyes, slurred speech, and then firearms. This stops being just a DWI and starts looking like a disaster that could have been much worse.
He was a passenger. He was the front passenger, Judge.
Okay, so tell me, let's do a deeper dive.
Sorry,
Let's do a deeper dive. So they pull him over.
because
He's the passenger.
there was an odor of marijuana detected.
So what happened next?
So they detained all three occupants for
Okay.
a probable cause search.
All
The
right.
driver was identified by his driver's license, and the front seat passenger, which is the defendant, provided the name of Kendrick Johnson. And a mobile AFIS revealed that that wasn't his true name. And so he was charged with failure to ID.
Do we have any co-defendants in this case?
Yes, John Burns.
Okay. So what's the cause number on that?
On that one?
Yeah.
It's 25
Huh?
417 01. That's in court 15.
Okay, is there a third co-defendant as well? Okay. Mr. Jones, I'm glad that you're not driving. Regardless, you've picked up a new case. I don't know what we're gonna do, but normally when you pick up a new case while you're on bond, we revoke the bond on the old case. So, I mean, it goes with you. I'm gonna appoint your lawyer today. We'll figure out how we go forward, but for now, I'm gonna take you in. I'm gonna appoint your lawyer. We'll see how we go forward, but you're supposed to behave yourself while you're on bond. You've now picked up a third case. You first have a felony theft, you got a second case, and now you've picked up a third case. Goes with you. Can you please, one number one?
All right, Judge, next